Hey, what's up ladies and gentlemen? My name is David Benjamin from HealthyWildandFree.com. Today I want to speak with you about emotions and how they affect your mind and body, and the mind-body connection, and how positive and negative emotions play a role in your health, happiness, and overall well-being. But first, before I share that information with you, I'd like to share with you a story that's probably 6 years ago for me. I worked at a camp in Connecticut, a kids camp for underprivileged youth on Lake Bantam in Litchfield, Connecticut. And during that time it was a great experience, and I had a lot of fun, and I learned a lot from these kids that were going through tough times and had difficult circumstances. On the way back to Michigan, which is where I live, we drove back through New York, and while we were in upstate New York we saw whitewater rafting tours, and we thought that'd be a lot of fun. There's really no whitewater rafting here in Michigan, as far as I know at least. And it just seemed like a cool experience that, would be fun and worth trying out. So we got down by the river and we parked our car and we went into the whitewater rafting place. We chose our tour, we got all ready, we got our equipment, and we followed this van that carried the whitewater raft down to this whitewater river in upstate New York. And it was beautiful nature. I mean, green trees, the oxygen was fresh and pure, the water was crisp and cold, and it was just a beautiful, really nature-oriented experience. We got our life jackets, we got our helmets on, which, when you're getting your life jacket and helmet on, you're a grown adult, you're thinking, I don't need a life jacket, I typically just swim without one, now I'm putting a life jacket on, and I'm also putting a helmet on. Starts to make you kind of question and think about things a little bit. And so we walked down by the water, and as myself, there's my mom, my brother, a friend of mine, and myself, and my sister. So we all were working at the camp. We all went down to the river, and we're walking down. And we get to the edge of the river, and we look at the river, and we see all this white water, and water just moving rapidly, and it's just twisting and turning and going right and left, and it's going up and down, and the water is just vicious. And we're looking at it like, are you serious? We're about to get in a raft in this river? It's ridiculous. I mean, if you fell out of that raft in that river, you're just going downstream at, who knows how fast, and there's rocks and boulders, and who knows what could happen. So from the shoreline, we're looking at this like, wow, this is crazy. Are we actually going to do this? And is everything going to be okay? Like, is everything cool? So the guides that were there, they pulled the rafts out, and they're yelling at the top of their lungs because the white water is rushing and making all this noise. And they're like, get in the raft. They're holding it like strategically so we can get in the raft, right there. And we all got in the raft. And we get on the river, and it's just moving. I mean, I've never moved so fast on a boat without a motor in my life, in so many directions. Up, down, splashing water, running into rocks, bumping around, twisting and turning, and all these different things, right? And we're going down the river, and it's crazy. We're just like, whoa, this is insane. This is a completely new experience. It's not like a canoe, where in Michigan, we canoe and kayak, right? We get out, and it's peaceful water, and we're just gliding across the water, and it's like, barely, you're just gliding across the water. Here it's completely the opposite. So it's a completely new experience for me. And at first, I had a little bit of fear. I was kind of like, whoa, this is a little bit off my comfort zone, and I don't know if this is something that is safe, or, I don't know if this is a great idea, guys. Maybe we should rethink this. And we all kind of thought that to some degree. And I kind of look at that story and that experience as an emotional tale of life. An emotional journey on the river of emotions. Now, I don't know if you've been whitewater rafting before, but if you have, maybe you had a similar experience. And if you put yourself in my shoes for a second, maybe you can see whitewater and see that experience and see it through my eyes and think, wow, that has to look scary from the shoreline. But the only difference between myself and the rest of the people whitewater rafting for the first time and the tour guide was that the tour guide saw it as fun, he saw it as playful, he saw it as a joyful experience, he saw it as his playground. Whereas we saw it in a fearful manner because we had never experienced that and been through that before. So if you look at that river, right? If you look at the river, it moves, it's flowing, it's got an ever-ending flow, it's never stopping, and it's just going right, left, up, down, it's splashing, it's hitting rocks, it's finding a way to continuously move through to where it needs to go. And typically most rivers go into a larger lake or an ocean of some kind, they flow into a larger body of water. So with that being said, we have to think about that for a minute. Just think about this story. I'm going into it fearful to some degree, not like shaking in my boots, but whoa, this is, kind of my nerves are on edge. And this tour guide is basically smiling and laughing and just he's sitting on the top of the boat. We're all sitting in the boat. He's sitting on the edge where it's higher up, in the back. I'm sure you've seen pictures. So he's more vulnerable to falling out of the boat. And, he's putting himself on the line, but he's smiling and laughing. And we're all like, okay, and, he's telling us to paddle, and we're like, and it's just crazy. It's hectic. And when you look at that scenario and that experience, I want you to picture for a minute that river as emotion. That river is energy in motion. The word emotion, E-motion, emotion, or just emotion without the dash because it doesn't need a dash, is literally just energy in motion. And that's what emotions are. That river is the same exact thing. It's energy in motion going in one direction. Now, when you're on that river, if you're a tour guide, it's not that big of a deal. You've been on whitewater before. You've been in turbulent water. You know how to navigate the waters. You know how to use your pedal, or not your pedal, your paddle. Use your paddle to leverage the water to move the raft where it needs to go, so that you don't get stuck on a rock, or you don't run into the shoreline, or whatever it may be. You know how to navigate the river of emotions. You've been there before, and you've done that quite a few times. But for a newbie like myself, going into that situation, it's not the same scenario. So for me going into that, I'm fearful. For me it's fear. For him it's love. He loves the whitewater. He's happy. He's excited. He's having a good time, and he's of course guiding and directing us. But for him it's a joyful experience. For most other people it's kind of a fearful experience at first. So do you see the two differences in emotional states going into that river? Loving it, and then a little bit of fear and being afraid of it. And that river of emotions, as it flows, is something that changes and is completely different over time. The scenery around you changes. There's going to be rocks and cliffs and trees and more narrow river pathway, or a more narrow emotional pathway, or a wider and broader emotional pathway. But the key distinction and difference that the understanding of myself and the tour guide had was that for me, it's a completely new experience and I don't know what to expect, and I'm a blind fish going in, and the tour guide understands it, knows it, and it's playful to him because it's a game. He's been there, he's done that, and he knows it's all fun. It's all fun. Once you understand it, it's fun. But for someone going into it, it's not all fun. It's all fear. It's all scary. So as you progress in life, and I think as you choose to evolve and understand your mind, body, spirit on a deeper level, you begin to understand that emotions are just like that river. They're never ending, they're never going to stop, they're always going to flow. And it's up to you, and it's your choice whether those emotions flow through you or flow into you and get stuck and stagnant. There's positive and negative emotions, love and fear. Love is, all positive emotions really root back into love, all negative emotions root back into fear. And if you choose to let fear get stuck in you more than love is, and you choose to harbor feelings and emotions of fear more than love, you're going to live in fear. You're going to express fear. You're going to have fearful experiences be attracted into your life simply because that is what you hold, that is what you resonate. You're a reservoir of your emotional state. So your emotional state becomes a reservoir of how you act, how you feel, how you think, how you decide, how you believe, and it even begins to affect your core identity. Your emotions are not your identity, but sometimes because we choose to let our emotions, either some of them get stuck in us and some of them flow through, we become selectors, if you will. We can become stuck and stagnant in that emotional state, or in an emotional, general negative emotional state that harbors this negativity within our body, which converts really into stress, which stress affects your brain, your cardiovascular system, your digestive system, your joints, your back, your knees, your legs, your hips, your metabolism, your hormones, everything. So it's important to understand that emotions are not to be neglected or medicated or drugged or pushed away or whatever we typically do as a society. We really polarize emotions and try to drown them out, whether it's with loud music or loud TV or anything, whether it's we turn out with noise, medication, drugs, junk food, sex, drugs, whatever, rock and roll, whatever you want to say. We can easily drown out negative emotions or feelings that we have within us that aren't flowing through us like that river by using a variety of things to stagnate that within our body. But when you truly understand emotion, and when you truly understand that emotion is energy in motion and it's meant to flow, You begin to become like the tour guide, that whitewater raft tour guide in your life. You begin to see things as a game. You begin to see them as fun. You begin to love more. You begin to live more. You begin to express faith and confidence in scenarios and circumstances that don't seem too safe or trustworthy or whatever it may be. But if you're the newbie going into the emotional river, it's all hectic and it's all crazy. So this is a video just to share with you a simple message that I challenge you to understand your emotions, to understand why you have emotions, why do you have positive emotions, why do you have negative emotions, why are emotions in your life, what role do they play? Once you understand what role emotions play, then it's a process, and I challenge you in this as well, to begin to invest into yourself and look inward to understand what emotions you're harboring, what emotions are a reservoir within you, and how those emotions are affecting you, and how to let certain emotions go, and how to harbor feelings and emotions that are more positive and suitable for your well-being and happiness. Because negative and positive emotions are going to flow through us. This is a negative channel, this is the positive channel. They're both in the river. They're both flowing through the river at all times, at any given day. You're going to have positive and negative every single day. And they're both flowing into you. But what you choose to hold on to and harbor is what determines how you feel, how stressed you are, how happy you are, and how healthy you are. And your emotions not only determine how stressed and how happy you are, but they also affect every single system and organ within your body. They affect your hormones, they affect your heart. You know, think about heartbreak. Someone had their heart broken in a relationship. Is the heart affected at all? I believe so. If someone doesn't feel supported or supported in something new that they're doing, or just supported in general, do you think that maybe back problems or knee problems may be an emotional tangent, physical ailment that was internalized by that emotion? There's a lot of different emotions that you can think about that would make sense in the body that we don't see the logical picture with, but when you really think about it, there's a deep, deep, deep mind-body connection there. Or for example, if there's something in your life that is too hard to believe, maybe a recent death in your family or one of your friends, or something shocking happened that is hurtful or harmful that you feel, and it's hard to process that. Maybe you feel and get bloated, or your metabolism isn't as effective and you feel stuck in your digestive system. It's hard to metabolize and it's hard to process physically what emotionally has been hard to process. Think about how emotions play a role in your body and in your life. It's energy, and it's energy in motion. And if emotions are not moving and they're stagnant, they're going to affect you in your health. So that's my message for today. I hope this message resonates with you in some way, and I hope this is valuable to you in your life. I know that for me in my life, I'm very grateful because I have amazing people in my life that have been mentors and coaches and have helped me build an emotional resilience and an emotional understanding of myself, so that I can not only allow that emotional river to flow in my life and become sort of a guide of my own emotions and not let emotions control and own me, but for me to control the raft on the river of positive and negative emotions in life and determine which emotions I'm going to allow to sit and fester in me and flow through, and which ones I should let flow through me and out of me. So express your emotions however you feel, but choose to focus on people and on situations and experiences and events that are more positive and suitable to your life, to your health, your happiness, and your well-being, and that will start to harbor more positive emotions, and that's going to benefit you more long-term. So I wrote an article about this. There's actually a chart, it's an infographic that shows with you basically negative emotions and how that correlates to your health and to your organs within your body. So the chart shows you like how this emotion affects your heart or your digestive system or your back or your neck or your shoulders, or all these things where you have pain or aches or whatever it may be. A lot of times there's an emotional connection as well. Maybe it may not just be, nutritional or physical, or it could very well be emotional. So check out that article right below this video with a chart, and I will also link up some books that I recommend below on emotional understanding and well-being. Hopefully those will help you on your journey to emotional understanding and emotional wisdom. Thanks a lot for your time. This is David Benjamin from healthywellandfree.com. Please like, favorite, comment, and share this video below if you enjoyed it. And I will see you in the next article or video. Make sure to like us on Facebook, subscribe here on YouTube, and have a healthy, wealthy, and free day. Bye.